everyone! Today I'm just gonna do another get ready with me. But I got a couple of things from Rom&nd, mostly their lip products. If anybody doesn't know, Rom&nd is a Korean brand, and one of the founders, she is a makeup artist on YouTube and her video tutorials are amazing. But Rom&nd has been really popular recently because it's just so aesthetic. Like, the colors she picks out are just so lovely, the formulas are really good, and just overall her products have been super popular. So in Korea they often sell out really fast. For me, I buy them mostly off of YesStyle and Beauty Box Korea, so I have to pay a little bit of a markup and I have to wait for them to come over, but it's always worth it. So I thought that I would kind of do a small demo using some Rom&nd products that I have. Rom&nd does make enough products for you to do a full face, but I only really own their color products as their cushion is super matte, so I didn't really ever think that that would be for me. So yeah, let's get started. First I'll show you guys kind of what I got. So I first got these little quads. These are their Better Than Eyes quads. This is from a recent collaboration with Neon Moon, a stationery company. And this is from their music collection, which was a pretty long time ago. So I got those. And then I got a bunch of lip products. Rom&nd makes some of my favorite lip products, so I got these. They have several formulas at this point. They have a couple of glossy tints, they have some glosses, they have matte tints, and then they have like a more sheer matte tint. My favorite ones are their Juicy Lasting tints, the Glasting Water tints, and the Velvet matte tints. Those are my favorites. I don't really own any of their glosses or anything. I find after a while all the glosses start to look the same, so I just don't need any more clear or sparkly glosses in my life. I have also owned this blush from them for a while now, so I'll definitely make sure to use this as well. It's just a very subtle pink, slightly warm toned blush that I got. It's from their Better Than Cheeks collection. Very matte, a very nice formula. I do want more colors eventually. So to start off, I'll work on my skin. I will be first using the Benefit Professional in the hydrating formula. I definitely want to kind of cover up my pores, go for that really glass-like perfect skin finish that, you know, is so popular with like Korean dramas and K-pop. So now that my primer is on and my pores are fairly well concealed, I'm going to go ahead and use a cushion foundation, just kind of keeping in the spirit of things. I'm going to be using the Misha Glow Tension Cushion, my current favorite glowy cushion. It's also got really pretty packaging. I personally sometimes find Misha to be a bit hit and miss, so I don't really own that much from them. But when they do hit it, it's really good and it's also really affordable. So it's definitely, you know, when you get a good one, I definitely really like it. I'm thinking I might have to change my background one of these days because my camera loves to focus on the background instead of my face, which is strange because, I don't know, I don't really know what the problem is. But my base is complete now, so as you can see it gives like a really nice glow. But it's not like super like disco ball glowy, it's like kind of just the right amount. It's really pretty. Now I'm gonna go ahead and conceal my no sleep eye bags. I mean, I slept kind of okay last night, but yeah. I'm just gonna be using the JX Professional Triple Concealer. I honestly haven't really used any other concealer ever since I bought that, so I just love it. Like some of my other pot concealers, they just were a little on the drier side, and then like, you know, after only 3 or 4 months they had dried out to the point where it's very difficult for me to get my brush through them. I have to like warm them up with my finger. But this one has been lasting really well and it's just really creamy, so it's a really good find. I personally would really recommend it. See how it covers compared to the other one. So there, my under eye dark circles have been covered. And as you can see, my eyes are looking a lot brighter and I'm definitely looking a less sunken and a little more awake. I'm kind of just going to be sticking with using as many Korean branded products as I can today, just because I thought it'd be fun. So I'm going to be using this pressed powder to set my face. This is from W Lab. I don't actually really own that much from them. I really only own this powder. It just seemed really interesting. I really like the pretty pink packaging, so that's what kind of why I just kind of picked it up on a whim one day. It comes with a puff, but I won't be using it. So I'm just gonna mostly focus on setting under my eyes, my nose, forehead, those areas of my face. I'll very lightly settle my cheeks. So you can see that I still have a little bit of glow left on my face, so I didn't take away from that. I'm gonna go change the lighting and I'll be right back. So I just have a lot more natural daylight coming in now. I think that'll help with the focusing and it'll also help with the lighting so you can see more clearly what I'm doing. So I'm gonna start working with the eyebrows, and with the eyebrows I'll just be kind of sticking to what I usually am doing these days, and I'll show you kind of what my new brow routine has been lately. I'm using the ANASTASIA Brow Wiz. I believe it's the shade Ebony. I just very lightly fill in the ends mostly, and I really just keep it light and soft. And that's kind of how I fill it in with a pencil. Then I recently just discovered this, and this has been like a new favorite of mine. It is the M Cosmetics Brow Gel. I have it in the shade Ebony. I believe it's the darkest shade. This does not really hold up my brow hairs like the Patrick Ta Brow Wax does, but it's much less maintenance, like it's a lot less work for me to use. So if I just want a quick and natural brow and I don't feel like putting in the time, it's a pretty good compromise. It really does hold my brows. You know, it holds my brows better than other brow gels. Not perfect, but it does a pretty good job. But what I really love it for is that it just makes your brows look so naturally fluffy. Like your brows don't look crunchy or like clumpy or anything. It just somehow makes your brows look thicker and fluffy and soft. I'm not really sure how they did it. So I just brush it through my brows really quickly. As you can see, it's not, you know, making my brow hair stand straight up like I usually like them to, but it just does such a great job of making my brows look so defined and fluffy and natural. I definitely wish I picked it up sooner. I heard so many good things about it like all the time, but I just never got around to getting it just because, you know, it's so expensive. But then she was doing like a buy one get one half off deal, so I was like, oh okay, well now I'm gonna get one for sure. Next I'm gonna be using the Glossier Brow Flick, which I've been using for a pretty long time now. Like it's not, you know that I always like to use it, and I'll be using it mostly to fill in the front of my eyebrow. So since my hairs can't really stand straight up, you know, I'll be filling in the front of my eyebrow and also bring my eyebrows a little bit closer together. And that is one brow complete. And now I'm just going to repeat all of that on the other eyebrow. Definitely a little bit involved for me to finish my eyebrows, but I really like the results, and this has kind of just been my go-to these days, is using that brow gel and using a pencil. I would like to get a brow powder someday. I just haven't really gotten around to doing it yet. You can't really swatch anything in store right now, so I'm kind of just, you know, if I need to know my shade, I'm just kind of letting it be for now. So now we're gonna start working on the eyes, so I'll zoom you guys in. So because I'm using this blush, I thought maybe this It might not work out the best because this is such a cool quad and this is kind of a warmish blush, but if I just use a little bit, like a little teeny weeny bit, I think maybe it'll work. But I was thinking I'd really like to try out this quad today, and I'll use the lavender quad in another video for you guys. So I'll first take the lightest shade and I'll use that kind of all over my lid. So I'm just using this light shade to set my eyelid and provide a good base for everything else to blend on. If you saw my last video, you'll know that I got my lashes lifted, so that's why my lashes are so curly right now. So next, I'm going to be taking this shade right here, and I'm going to use that to start kind of almost contouring out the socket of my eye and kind of pushing the socket of my eye back. You can see how that just creates a really natural wash of color across my eyelid. As you can see, I kind of am really just blending it all the way up towards my temple. So these shadows, they blend so well. Like Rom&nd's mattes, generally speaking, they blend really well. They're not like gonna give you a punch of pigment, but they blend so well and they just apply so smoothly. And so that's what I really like about their formula. I'm gonna do that on the other eye really quickly before we move on. So the quad definitely looked up to be on the cooler side, but now that it's on my eyes, you can see that it pulls more neutral, almost with like a tinge of warmth. It's definitely a really pretty color. So now I'm going to start defining closer to my lash line. I'm going to be using the darkest color in this palette, and I'm just going to kind of smoke out my upper lash line and my lower lash line just the littlest bit. It's really subtle, but you can see the definition in this eye versus this eye already. So if you have eyes like mine, you'll probably notice that you kind of have this triangular area right here. You can see how your lid, there's a little triangle where your skin kind of dips in. If you fill that area in with a darker eyeshadow, you can really elongate your eyes. Like, it's like a really dramatic effect. And all you did was fill in that littlest area with just a little bit of dark eyeshadow. So that's what my eyes are looking like now. I'm gonna go back in with the lighter shades to blend out everything. Now I'm gonna go in and use this shimmer right here. So Rom&nd's shimmers are definitely not similar to Western shimmers. First off, they don't tend to have a very pigmented base, and second off, they kind of almost have this twinkling effect. It's really pretty. It's definitely something you don't see in a lot of American or Western brand shadows. So I really like Korean shimmers. They call them glitters, but it's not like chunky glitters. It just refers to how the effect looks glittery. But these are still very much eye-safe shimmer shadows. But in Korea, they'll often refer to them as glitters. So you can see I just applied a little bit on the center of my eyelid, and you can see how it just makes my eyelid, you know, do the kind of like that twinkle sparkle effect. It's really pretty. I'm now going to go in with a small little brush so that I can do the same kind of effect, but on my lower lash line. They pick up really well on a fairly dense, stiff brush too, so you don't just have to use your fingers. a little bit. It makes my eyes stand out a little bit more. I'm going to use a little bit of brown eyeliner just to kind of finish off the look. I'm using this fairly beat up FLOWFLUSHI Hoteliner. They rebranded to UZU after, you know, kind of around like last year or so. But I personally don't like the new formula as much. It bleeds. Like, it bleeds in the tip and then it kind of explodes everywhere, and it just somehow I don't really like it anymore. So I've been on the hunt for a good black liner lately, and I've got a few that I'm testing out, so I'll probably I'll show you when I find a good one that I like. I'll show you guys. I'm just going to line the corners of my eyes like usual. Finally, I'm going to apply mascara. So my lashes have been lifted, and I do have a video all about that if you guys want to check it out. So I'll just be using any old mascara that's sitting on my desk right now. It's kind of what I'll be doing. So I have this mini of the ANASTASIA Lash Brag mascara, and I guess I'll just try it out today and see what it looks like. I'm going to curl my lower lashes first as well. And then I still do like to give my upper lashes just a little bit of curl just to kind of make sure they're tidy and, you know, just to lift them a little bit and just to tidy them up. I feel kind of disappointed. This was advertised as like a super volumizing mascara, which is why I selected it as a free sample. But I don't know. Like, I know my lashes are like pretty wimpy, but I'll try applying more coats. That's looking a little better. I wouldn't really call this a super volumizing mascara for sure, and I definitely won't be getting the full-sized version. This just, it's okay. Yeah, I mean, I can imagine if you already have naturally thick long lashes, then it would look fine, but trying to find the mascara that can turn my wimpy, silly lashes into nice lashes. I want a mascara that can do that. So this is what my eyes are looking like. As you can see, lash lifts make a really big difference. So as I mentioned earlier, I'm going to be using this Rom&nd blush. This one right here. It's just a really pretty color, and the formula is really nice. Like, it is really matte. So if you want a matte blush, then definitely try these. It blends out really well, and it kind of makes your skin look almost like smoother in the process. It's really powdery, so definitely tap off the excess. And I'm just gonna be applying a little bit, kind of wrapping it up and around my face. But once I hit right here, kind of close to my pupil, I'm gonna stop. You can see the difference. That's it for the blush. As you can see, it's just a really pretty soft color, and when you apply it nice and sheer and make sure you blend it out really well, it kind of suits any eye look. I'm gonna kind of keep up with like the Korean makeup look, also like brands, but also kind of going for that look. And there's not as much bronzing, but there's definitely a little bit of contouring and shading that happens. So I'm gonna be using kind of a really old school product, the Too Cool for School Artclass shading. I have the Peiliee ink shading one, but I got it in a pretty dark color, so I do need to pick it up in the other colors because I do prefer the formula of that one more. Colors are just really good for my skin tone, especially the lightest two shades. I mix those. I was watching a YouTube video from someone called Minsko. She's a Korean YouTuber, and she recently did a video all about how she contours her nose, so I'm kind of just trying to follow that. I don't know. I don't know how good we're looking here. I'll have to keep practicing kind of on the side, and I might actually need to kind of find new contour color, so I'll definitely, because I'm thinking the shade that I can use to shade the outside of my face might not be the same as the one I can use for my nose. So there's not really much highlighting that tends to go on, and if there is, it's really soft and subtle. So I am also going to use a soft and subtle highlighter. So I'm going to be using this KAJA highlighter. So you can kind of see how that just added a little bit more glow back to my face. And I don't mind the look of like a shiny forehead, especially because I have dry skin. And my lips are a little bit dry today, so I think I'm going to use their glossier tints. So I'm going to first go in with this Glasting Water tint in Rose Stream. The packaging is so pretty on these two. I don't think I'll use any other lip product on top of that. I was about to, but I think I'll just call it. I think I like this look a lot. I have my hair up today. I was exercising all morning, so my hair is kind of bleh. But, so we'll just kind of call this the look. My hair is all up clipped right now. So, I hope you really enjoyed this kind of Korean inspired look today. Yeah, I really like how this turned out. This is definitely something I could just wear out on a daily basis. Whenever I return back to China, I usually just wear makeup looks like this because I am, I can't help being just a little bit extra, so the glittery eyeshadow and stuff like that, but I try to keep the colors on the softer side. And if I do end up with really soft eyes, I definitely like to play it up with a really fun lip color like this. So yeah, I just wanted to show you guys a bunch of products from Rom&nd. Obviously I bought these all myself and everything, so I really like these products and I really wanted to share them with you. If you want to buy them, you can get them from Olive Young Global. You can also get them from YesStyle, and you can also get them from Beauty Box Korea. So I bought all of my Rom&nd products from YesStyle because they're the cheapest there. I definitely want to get some more stuff from them. I really like their products, and I like how compact everything is, so it's really easy to like travel with. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this look, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!